Hi everyone! So today I'm filming a video on basic trigonometry. So this is the first video of a series. What is trigonometry? Trigonometry is maths involving triangles. So when we do trigonometry, we're calculating either missing sides or missing angles. Step one is to identify which side is the adjacent, which side is the hypotenuse, and which side is the opposite. Here is the angle that we're working out. So the side that's opposite the angle is this side over here. So that means that that side must be the opposite. Right, so we've ticked off the opposite. So now we've calculated the well, not calculated, I'm getting a bit technical. But okay, so now we've figured out which side the opposite is, hypotenuse next. So when we're figuring out which side the hypotenuse is, hypotenuse just basically means it's the longest side. So when you're looking at a triangle, the longest side is always the slanted side. So if you ever have a question with a triangle, just look at the slanted side and know that that side there is the hypotenuse. So we've done the hypotenuse and we've done the opposite. So the side left over must be the adjacent. So this side here is the adjacent. So now I'm going to teach you an easy method to work out the sine, the cosine and the tangent. So we have the phrase SOHCAHTOA. Now SOHCAHTOA is such a common maths phrase, and I'm going to give you a quick way to remember it. So when I was younger, obviously I couldn't remember SOHCAHTOA, so I used to remember SOHCAHTOA. And if you say SOHCAHTOA really quickly, it sounds exactly like SOHCAHTOA. So yeah, so if you remember this phrase here, automatically you'll remember SOHCAHTOA. So hypothetically, if we had to work out the sine, how would we know what sides we needed to use? So, SOHCAHTOA. So the S over here stands for sine. So to calculate the sine, all this is saying is that it's always the opposite over the hypotenuse. Right, so if we wanted to work out the cosine now, this is telling us it must be the adjacent over the hypotenuse. And finally, if you wanted to work out the tangent, so the tangent is always the opposite over adjacent. This question was asking us for the cosine of this triangle. We would remember obviously SOHCAHTOA. Cosine is obviously this part of the phrase. Now to work out the cosine of this triangle, for instance, it would always be the adjacent over the hypotenuse, meaning it would be this side divided by this side, but I am going to explain in a bit more detail. So for instance, I'm going to number all the sides now. So the hypotenuse, the longest side, let's say this is 10. The adjacent I'm going to say is 8, and the opposite can be 6. Now I have a question, and for the question I have to work out the tangent of this triangle. So SOHCAHTOA, the tangent is this one. Before we'd already identified which side was the opposite, adjacent and hypotenuse, but if you hadn't already, then that would be the time to do this now. So to work out the tangent of this, it would be the opposite over the adjacent. So the opposite here is 6 and the adjacent here is 8. Now all we need to do is input this into our calculator. So to do a more detailed example with me, please watch the next video in the series, and thanks for dropping by. So I hope you learnt something new, and quite frankly, I think I am done. See ya! Right, so for this question over here, it's asking us to calculate the sine of this triangle here. In my previous video, we went over what you need to do before you can solve a question.